Awesome. Well, we have someone in the studio with us. She is a Lee County High School teacher from ESTERO High School, Romelia Rodriguez. Thanks so much for joining us. And we're talking the importance of learning a second language.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And you're here, of course, on your weekend. With school being tomorrow, so really appreciate you being here.
No problem.
Early with us.
Yes. Thank you for the invite.
Of course. We actually talked about this a while back, just the importance of learning a second and how cool it is to learn a second language. So, why is it important to learn a second language?
Well, there have been studies done in different universities around the world, in England, for example, in Italy, and also in the United States. The University of Washington just recently released something saying that learning a second language is much more important than mathematics when you are learning to decode computers. And the reason why is because you have to have logic to learn a second language. So that's one of the reasons. Also, they have found that the cognitive skills are much higher when you know a second language.
Okay.
What languages are all offered in the Lee County school districts that you know of, or at least at your school?
At my school, we have Spanish, French, sign language. But I know in Lee County, we also have German, Italian, and there were talks of including Mandarin a while back. I don't know exactly what happened or why we didn't. Maybe because of the shortage of teachers. That's my only guess.
Well, how young do you think students should be learning the second language? Is this something they should be learning as they're learning
Growing
English
up,
and reading books, or is this something for later on in life?
In my opinion, and according to research that has been done, early. The earliest, the better. I know some people start teaching their kids sign language because their vocals are not completely developed yet, so sign language is a lot easier. Yes, but the sooner the better. And I know in our county, Gateway Elementary has the bilingual education there, so they started at an early age. But yes, as soon as you can.
And I'm sure it's an option in a lot of these schools to kind of pick what language students, of course, want to study. Is there one that you think is maybe most beneficial if someone's sitting at home right now and they're getting ready for that next semester of classes?
Well, I'm sorry. I teach Spanish. So I don't want to be biased.
Okay.
But I do have research for you. There are over 20 countries that speak Spanish.
Wow.
And around the world, there are 420 million people that speak Spanish. You can learn any language you want. You can learn French if you want, Italian, German, or any language that you want. But in my opinion, because we live in a global economy, if you want to be more marketable, I would say learn a second language. And like I said, I don't want to be biased, but if you look at the numbers and I would say Spanish, especially on this side of the country, Spanish. Obviously, if you live in California, I'm sure the need might be something else. And if you live in the border near Canada, perhaps French.
Regionally, a little bit.
It just depends. But I would say, yes, it's just marketability. We're competing in a global economy. When you apply for a job, you're not just applying and competing with your locals. You are competing with somebody that might be sitting in Brazil applying for the same job.
Definitely.
And it's so cool to even have these conversations too with like other people, especially here in Southwest Florida that we're known for, travel, tourism, and stuff. It's just really cool. Like, I grew up learning Spanish, so I had a little bit of an advantage there. My parents speak Spanish. My parents are Mexican. So I kind of grew up with that, and they never let me forget it. But it's so cool because I'm able to have other conversations with other people. But I want to learn more languages. I feel like that would be really cool.
Definitely. And not only besides learning in school, there's so many apps now. There's so much technology that you can use.
Absolutely. And you're saying learning other languages. I think once you learn your first language, I'm sorry, yes, obviously the first language, then the second language, learning that third language is a lot easier.
Oh, good to know.
Well, because there is a connection. I mean, Spanish is Latin-based, but then you know English, and English has the mixture of Spanish, Latin-based words. You also have the French in it, and you have the German. So it's beautiful that you know English, and then you don't even know that you actually already know a few words of 3 different languages.
That's awesome. Well, there you go, guys. All right. Well, thank you so much for being with us.
Appreciate it.
No problem.
Well,
I'm going to go now and learn a few more.